Okay, can you please share my screen as well? Thank you so much, and please make it full screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, then good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Suraj, Trent, Prashant, Naresh, Manju, Sakshi. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome back to day two of this HTML and CSS Essentials. I hope all of you are really good and excited as well for today's session. Please let me know in the chat, guys. Are we all excited for today's session? Because today we are going to be starting with something called as CSS, and we'll try to learn all the basics of CSS so that tomorrow, as I always mention, that third day of the essential is the most important day. So tomorrow we'll be talking about flexboxing, how to arrange elements and all that stuff. Voice is echoing. Are you confirmed? Let me just adjust my headphone. Is it fine now? Listening bad lad from my webpage. That's great. That's great. Okay, so guys, am I completely audible now? Is it still echoing, Shashank? Please confirm me, guys. Everyone, is my voice echoing? Now I can see a lot of yeses, but I'm not confirm if it is for voice echoing. Okay, no, got it, got it, got it. That's great. That's great. Okay, guys. So today we'll talk a little more about HTML. We'll see a few more things. Okay, I'm going to be talking about iframe. So that is very, very important because I'll be showing you how to integrate a live map and also a YouTube video in your site. So I'll be showing you how to do all these stuff, and then we'll move ahead to CSS. And tomorrow is going to be the most important day of this essential because we are going to be talking about flexboxing and how to arrange and align elements that will actually help you to lay out your websites in future. So I hope we are ready. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay. So yesterday we talked a lot about like what exactly is HTML, how it works and all that stuff. We saw some basic tags, and now we know that in HTML tags are everything. Right? To create anything, to do anything, tag is the only option you have. So to create headings you need tag, to create paragraphs you need tag, to put images you need tag, to put audio, video, for anything you need tag. Okay? So today we'll move a little ahead and we'll talk about some other stuff as well. So as you can see, yesterday we also created a new page. So we'll use this today. So let's go ahead first of all and let's prepare the basic HTML. Now guys, see, yesterday I wrote my whole HTML like this. Okay. So sometimes it might like waste your time in writing all that basic stuff because you know it's very common, right? Every time you have to write the same stuff, head, body. So basically, VS Code gives you a shortcut which will help you to generate all of that HTML boilerplate code. When I say boilerplate, that basically means the basic set of code. Okay, just press exclamation. That's all in VS Code. You don't need any kind of extension for it. It's by default in VS Code. Just press exclamation and enter, and that's it. You will have a boilerplate HTML code available to you. That's how simple it is. Now here you can see there are few more stuff, but don't worry about that. You can see there is a new attribute in HTML tag called as lang, which stands for language, that is English. That's completely fine. And there are few more new tags that we haven't seen yet. So we'll also talk about that in future. Don't worry about that. Yes, actually, let me explain what is meta right now. Okay. Okay, but that's the shortcut, guys. Don't forget, just exclamation and choose the first option, that is this one, and enter, and you'll have this whole HTML to you. And for now, guys, let me just let's run it first of all. Copy the path, go in your browser. So here we go, yesterday's page, but we are not working with this anymore. So let's just open the new page, which is completely blank right now, beautiful looking white page. And now let me close this sidebar so that we can see the complete page at once. Okay. Now, before we move ahead, I know a lot of people are asking what is meta tag. So you can also use it. Yeah, that's fine with that. You can also write HTML. It will also give you the option. So that's completely fine. Completely fine. Okay. Now, guys, let me right now you don't need these meta tags, so you can completely remove it. But again, just for your curiosity, I'm simply gonna tell you what meta tags are. So, guys, first of all, understand meta here, it's a tag, but meta actually stands for metadata. That basically means information about something. So, first of all, before understanding this meta, let's try to talk about metadata. What is metadata, guys? So, metadata is nothing but information about data. For example, you see a book, right? I'm giving an example. You have a book, right? Now, the actual data of that book is inside the book. inside the book in the pages. But without reading the cover, you cannot know what is inside the book, because the first thing that you read is the outside part, the cover part. You get to know the name of the book, the author of the book, the price of the book, what kind of content that book is having. So that is some extra information about the real data inside. So that cover information is called as metadata. So that's what metadata is: extra information about any data. Or you can also call it data about data, information about data, whatever you'd like to call it. So that's what metadata is. And here in HTML, meta tags are used for providing that extra information about the web page to the browsers and the search engine and all that stuff. So these meta tags output wise do nothing. They are not going to create any element. These are nothing but to hold some extra information about this web page. Like for example, the first meta tag is specifying which kind of character set I'm using. So that's basically the current encoding, UTF-8. Don't worry about this. This is what VS Code generate for the edge support. You can see there is one more meta tag which basically tells the browser that the width of all the elements should be respective to the device width for responsiveness. In future, we can also mention like for SEOs, for the search engines, what kind of keywords we should like. I can go here and do this, right? I can just put one more meta here, okay? And here it goes like this: name, it's sorry, what was that? I think it's what's keywords only. Keywords, something like this, and content equals anything like if someone searches for page, if someone searches for HTML, if someone searches for let's upgrade on Google, please also take my web page as a result for them. So this is one more meta that helps the SEO to understand based on what keywords this page should appear. So overall, meta is nothing but a way of providing, holding extra information about the web page. And right now, we don't need it. You need it while the phase of launching. Now, you need this one while you're performing responsiveness. But right now, we are not doing that, so we can completely remove it. So, first of all, everyone got cleared with what is meta? Just for your curiosity, I answered this. That's what meta is. Right now, as a like for a output purpose, you don't need any of that. So, completely you can remove it. So just for holding extra information about your web page, what character set it is using, what are the keywords that your web page should appear for, what kind of width I should consider, all that different stuff. What will the refresh time and all of that stuff. Extra information about the web page. That's it. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about iframe, which is very important. Okay, so that's going to be our first tag because that will help us to actually integrate a live map in your site. Okay, so now guys, let's move ahead. We are already running this page, and yeah, first of all, I would like to show you how to put an icon here. You can see when you go on sites like Google and all, you can see there is a good looking icon. Like here you can see it's a Google icon. If you go on Flipkart, you can see here they have their own logo of Flipkart. But in our page, we have a simple world icon. That's the default icon. So what if I want to change it? Okay, so for that purpose, first of all, you need icon. So let's download some icon, anything. So let's download what do you say, free icon, something like that. Yeah, why not? Let's upgrade icon. Yep, here we go. Let's go. Let's take this one, right? Right click. I'm again going to save it. Here we go. Here, let me call it icon. Okay, now it's saved. Now you can see it's in our folder. Here you can see icon.jpg. It's here with us. Now let's put it in that tab area. So how do we do it, everyone? Just go here and there is a tag called as link. Again, see, I'm putting this in head section because it's extra information. Is that clear? It's not related to the body or the web page. It's related to the web page, but not related to this area of the page, the body area. It's some extra part. That's why again, so a link tag is available for this purpose. Now it's also having a lot of different purposes, but for now, link tag. So link, it has two attributes. First, relation. Second, href, that stands for hyperlink reference. So in relation, you have to mention the thing that you're linking with this web page. What is the role of that? What is the kind of relationship you have that with that particular thing? So it's simply, I'm going to mention icon. It's going to be my icon. And in href, you just mention the file path. That's all. So in our case, It will be icon.jpg. Now let's see. And here we go. Can you guys see that? At least you can see the change, right? See that, everyone? So link tag is basically used to link things with our web page. In future, we'll be linking CSS, we'll be linking different stuff. Font awesome, CSS, we'll be linking different stuff in future. But right now, we are linking an icon. So I want this icon to become my tab icon. For that, you have to use a link tag and you have to mention what kind of relationship do you have with that icon. So relationship is icon. I want it to be my icon. That's how simple it is, guys. Is it cleared? So two attributes, don't forget, relation and href. That's all. Does the image have the same property, that is source, src, etc., to support different versions of an image? I don't think so. There is separate. There's also a separate tag, Shefna. There's also a separate tag. You can see figure tag. Just try and search about figure tag. See if it works for you. Okay. Href stands for hyperlink reference. That means what are you linking? The source. There is source. What thing are you linking? So that's what href is. So first of all, guys, are we cleared with how to put the icon here? Hopefully, I hope it was easy enough to understand. A simple link tag will do the trick for you. Okay. And now let's move ahead. Yes. And let's talk about our new tag that we're going to be seeing. That is something called as iframe. So guys, first of all, what exactly is iframe? So iframe is nothing. It simply stands for internal frame, or it is also called as inline, not internal frame. It's called as inline frame. Okay. The full form of iframe is basically inline frame. Now, first of all, what it does, let's see that. So if I just put a dummy iframe tag doing nothing, let's see what it creates for us. You can see it is creating a simple box-like structure here. You can see that, right? A simple box-like structure, which is having nothing. So what exactly iframe is? So guys, consider iframe like a window to some external resource. Consider iframe like a window to some external resource. Iframe has the capability of displaying something external in your web page. For example, I can display the output of this page, first.html, inside this iframe on second.html page. Let me show you how to do that. So let's say I go in here iframe and I put src and put any file path. So in this case, I'm going to put first.html. Now see that. See that, everyone? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? I am displaying the output of first.html inside a iframe that is existing on second.html. That's what iframe can do. Can we use src instead of href? No, Sitar, no. Attributes are fixed. These are not our attributes. These are the attributes that are available. So you cannot use src. Src, so you have, that's what we are again learning. What attributes can be put where? So href is a links attribute. Src is img's attribute, source is attribute. So iframes attribute. So depends. Is that clear, everyone? That is the capability of an iframe. But normally we are not going to be doing this. We're not going to be displaying output of some other page into here. So what is the actual use? But first of all, we understood, right? Everyone, iframe is nothing but like a frame or a window that has the capability of displaying some external thing inside your web page. For example, a different web page's output in your web page. And in future, guys, it can be anything. It can be whatever you want. Now I can also, if I want, I can increase the height and width of the iframe by just doing this. Like for example, I can say height of this iframe, I want it to be like 500 pixels, and width of this iframe, I want it to be like 700 pixels. Okay. So if I just do, let me just close this, and here we go. See that? The complete output of the first.html. But this is not we are going to do. No, I'm going to be showing you how to integrate a live Google map in your site, because that's what you see a lot of times, right? You go on different sites, you go on some company site and you see they have displayed a really good map, and where they like, where is their company, what is their address, all of that. So how do they do it? They also do it via iframe. That's why first I taught you what exactly iframe is. Now let's see how to use this iframe to integrate a live Google map in your site. So let's do that, everyone. Let's do that. Comment this. so that we don't have any output for that. It's commented. Now then, just go on Google, go on Maps. So search for Maps, go on Google Maps, and now simply search for any location that you'd like, any kind of location. So for example, I search for I don't know, maybe what can we search? Um, so I always search this. This is near me, railway station. So let me just search this, and now this is the location, guys. Now here, after searching, let me zoom this. I hope you can see it. So search for a location first, whatever location you want to display as your address, and click on share. Now here you get two things: send a link, embed a map. Send a link is for sharing. We don't want that. We want to click on this, embed a map. And you can see here, it gives you a iframe tag already created. That means you don't have to even worry about creating an iframe. It is giving you the iframe with the proper src. Just click on copy HTML, and that's it. You got it. And now just go here and paste it. Now I can see there are a lot of new things here. If you want, you can remove all these extra attributes that you don't need, like a referrer policy, loading lazy. Right now, we cannot. I'm not gonna dive deep into this because it might make you like it might give a little confusion to you. So don't worry. We'll talk about this in future as well. So right now, and don't worry, you'll learn about this style in some time. I'm removing all the extra attributes, just keeping the simple ones like width, height, and the SRC, which is too big. Don't worry, it's latitude and longitude. Don't go inside this SRC and play with these numbers, guys. It will change the location. Okay. So you can see iframe, SRC, some link provided by Google that will load the map, and also height and width of the iframe. And exactly Programming Studio. Exactly. And now, guys, just go on your site and see. You can see a frame loaded, and inside that there's a map. And guys, it's not a screenshot, it's a live map. I can zoom it, I can zoom out, I can move it around. So it's a complete live map. Now, if you want, you can increase the width and height. So I can give it like 1200 pixels and 650 height, something like that. And here we go. See that? So that's how they display live map in their sites. Is it clear, everyone? Guys, please tell me. Hopefully, very easy. मैप से इंफॉर्मेशन कैसे फेच करके कैसे स्टोर करे फॉर दैट विष्णुदेव we have to perform scraping. So we have to write some extra code for scraping that site if you really want to extract some data from the map. Okay, so that's a different stuff. We have to use some then programming language to do that. Is that clear, everyone? That's how simple it is. Now, in the same way, if we want, we can also integrate a live video, like not sorry live not live video, a YouTube video. We cannot integrate a live video until and unless we have a permission to do it or some proper knowledge of doing it. But you can also integrate a YouTube video in your site. So let's see how to do it, because you might have seen, right, a lot of times on different sites you may see there is a YouTube video playing there. So it's a YouTube's video, but it's playing on their site. So how is that possible? So let's do that. For to do that, go on youtube.com. Okay, select your video that you want to do it, that you want to use basically. So let me simply search like anything. For example, one of my favorite videos. Okay, so any video, just take anything. So let's say I take this one. And guys, it's also important that the channel is allowing the embedment. Otherwise, it will not be possible. So when you upload a video, like if you have a channel, you might be knowing it. When you upload a video, you have an option. There you can restrict it if you want. So some channels won't allow it, but mostly all the channels allow it. It's completely fine. So now open that video. Now again here, click on this share. See this, everyone? Open any video you want to use and click on share again. Okay, I zoomed the wrong page. Wait. Click on share, and again here, click on embed. See this first option, embed. Click on that. And again, you can see it gives you an iframe. Simple. So now, again, you can just copy this whole thing. Or you can just click on this copy button. That's also fine. Exactly same. And now just go in your site, in your web page code, and just paste that iframe. That's it. Now here also you can remove this allow full screen and all these basic attributes. You can check it afterwards. Now these are all mobile related. Some of them are mobile related stuff, so you can completely remove it. Also, not this frame border. Title we can keep it. Don't worry about that. And I think, yep, that's fine. That's all set. Height, width, simple. And now you can see my iframe is only having width, height, this src and a title. And now save it. Let's see. And here we go. You have a YouTube video onto your web page, and I can play it, and it works perfectly fine. It's a YouTube video, guys. That's the important part about it. We should not add image and video of large size with image and video tag. Then what we should use for large image, like 4K image and video. We should not add image and video of large size. In that case, Shivang, you can compress the image depending on your site's size. You can compress the image depending on the different resolutions. You can compress the image. You can also display different versions of the image. You can do that. So how to insert the map in center or right? That's for that, Sai, we need CSS to adjust stuff. Right now, we are only talking about creating content. How to adjust and align content, for that will be coming with CSS. Is it clear, guys? And you can see you can have all sorts of option here. Full screen, go on, watch it on YouTube, and all that options you have here. Okay, cleared, guys. You can remove it, I think. Let me just check it, because let confirm it, because I also don't use it because it comes like that. But you can confirm it if it works without that as well. Nope, that upper closing is causing the problem for the second one. So I think you have to self close it. Let me see. Nope, nope, you have to close it. So I think for this they have yet not confirmed how it will work. So you have to use the closing tag as well. Okay, so guys, I really hope it is completely clear to you. Okay, how to on webcam in iframe? That's also possible, Sitkar. You just need to learn some JavaScript for it, so that you can capture the image from the camera. Okay, and you can, so a lot of stuff will go on. It's, you need programming language. You have to understand the programming aspect of a lot of languages to learn how to capture, how to access the camera, how to take the picture, how to display it in a canvas or an iframe. So LetsUpgrade is using YouTube's iframe for live classes to show on website. Not exactly, but yeah, kind of some stuff like that. So what actually is happening, like what actually happens when you stream something. So basically here the recording is going on. Like for example, whatever live streaming software we use, let me just tell you the aspect how it works. So that recording software, it's recording the data from my camera and from my screen. Okay, now it collects the data and then creates a stream between the software server and YouTube server, and then sending data in terms of packets and buffers continuously through a stream. YouTube is receiving it, and it's in its own video player or iframe, whatever it is, they are simply displaying it. That's how streaming works. Okay, so guys, that's all about iframe. Now use it for whatever things you want. Sir, आप OBS use करते हो? नहीं, मैं OBS नहीं use करता. Is it clear, everyone? Iframe is an inline tag. Everything is an inline tag, right, Shubham? Like, how can we say it's an inline tag? Like, there's nothing like inline tag. Iframe stands for inline frame. Sometimes people also call it internal frame. It depends. So we can also add video using video tag. Then what is the difference between iframe and a video tag? See, video tag cannot display map. Correct, Chahat? So video tag is especially for videos and video controls. Iframe doesn't say that I'm going to be displaying video for you. Iframe simply says I am for external resources. Now it can be a map, it can be a separate page, it can be audio, it can be a video, your call. But video tag is specially for video, right? Hopefully you understood this. Okay. So guys, can we move ahead, everyone, to the next topic? Because that's all about HTML. Now there are few more tags that I would like you guys to research a little about. Very easy tags, and some of them we are going to be learning in future sessions as well. Okay, so now let's move ahead to our next topic. That is the most important topic. That is gonna be CSS, because we have learned quite enough HTML. There are some HTML elements left that we can only talk about when we first learn CSS. Without CSS, those elements hold no value. That's why we'll first learn CSS and then we'll come back to those HTML elements. But what I want is, I want you guys to research a little about table tag and input tags. These are two tags that I want you guys to research about. Very easy, very understandable. So just Try to do a little research about it, because I'm going to be talking about these things in my future essentials as well. Okay. So for now, we have learned quite a bit of HTML, and there is some HTML elements left that we'll talk about again when we come back from intro to CSS. So guys, let's move ahead to something called as CSS. Now yesterday we talked all about HTML, right? HTML is nothing but a hypertext markup language which is used to create web pages and put content in it. And we saw that HTML is helping you to create a web page, and also it is helping you to put content in it, like heading, paragraph, audio, video, iframe, all of that, right? So now then, what is CSS? So first of all, guys, CSS stands for, don't mind my spelling again, cascading style sheet, which is again nothing but a language. So CSS is also a language. The full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. What is the job of CSS? CSS works with HTML elements to help those elements get styling. Now, when I say styling, styling means adjustment, alignment, and sizing and coloring. CSS is nothing but a language that works with HTML elements and helps you to style those elements. When I say style those elements, that basically means it can help you to adjust the element, align the element, give size to the element, and color the element. CSS is what makes the site look beautiful. So CSS is a language which adds styling to the elements of your web page. HTML is only going to create the elements. And you saw it, right? All the elements just go one below each other. You saw that, right, everyone? There is no adjustment, alignment, nothing. If I want to move something here and there, I cannot do it. You saw that completely, right? See, this is what we created yesterday. Everything is just like one below each other, black, white, no adjustment, no styling. Everything is just here and there depending on their flow. What if I want to adjust it properly? What if I want to align them three in a row, four in a row? What if I want to give them proper height and width? What if I want to give them some different colors? How can I do that? And for that purpose, guys, you have CSS, a language that helps you to provide styling to the HTML elements. That's what is the job of CSS. Is that clear, guys? Now let me show you the job of CSS. I really like this stuff. Now see, guys, you can see this Flipkart site, right? See this Flipkart site, everyone? Looks good, right? A good design and all that stuff. What will happen if this site was not having CSS? So let me show you that. What will happen if this site is not having any CSS? Let's go. Let me show you. What if there was only content? So let me show you that. So let's say I just go here and done. See that? Now I removed the CSS. You can see the content is still there. All the images, the links, the normal text, all of that is there. The ad, everything is there. Only the CSS is not there. That's it. But now you tell me, is this site good? Is this site looks like a shopping site? Can you come here and shop? Now it looks very bad, I know, but by using HTML also you can just make a little bit of adjustment, but without CSS, it's not possible at all, because it's only content, and that's the job of HTML. Only content. That's where you need CSS to make something like this into something like this. That's what the job of CSS is. I hope you now understand, right, the importance of CSS. Okay, so guys, let's start from the scratch of how and what CS exactly, kind of. Okay, adjustment, alignment, sizing, coloring. So let's go and let's start learning CSS. So guys, CSS is also a language, and again, it's not a programming language. It is what you call as a styling language. CSS is in its own league. It's a styling language. It's not a programming language. It's not a markup language. It is simply a styling language, which is basically helping you to style HTML elements. And when I say style, that basically means do this. Now, just like we learned yesterday, whenever you talk about a language, there is a certain way of writing it. So as CSS is also a language, there is a certain way of writing it. Okay, so understand, guys, CSS is always written in one format, one single format, and it's very easy. CSS is the easiest language ever to learn, because it's completely like English, normal English, very easy. It's like the easiest language you will ever learn. CSS. Okay, in terms of writing, in terms of understanding and how to use it, that's a different aspect. In terms of writing, it's the easiest language because there is no logic. Okay, it's only creativity. So now guys, the only way you need to write CSS is in this. It is always written in property colon value format. CSS as a language has a lot of properties, thousands of properties, and all the different properties do different things. For example, there is a property called as color, which is used to provide text color. The value can be red. There's a property called as height. The value can be 200 pixel. There's a property called as, let's say, font size. The value can be 23 pixels, like that. So just like color, height, and font size are few of the properties, there are tons of properties, and all of them have different values. And that's what we need to learn. Which property to use when, and what properties can be applied on which element, and how to like use it properly. That's what we learn, because CSS is nothing but a language having tons of properties, and all those properties have different values, and we have to learn which property we can use at what point of time on what element, and what can be the proper value, and how will it make my elements look. That's what we learn when I say we are learning CSS. It's all property and value. But now guys, as I said, CSS works with HTML elements or works on HTML element. That means without HTML there is no value of CSS, and that's important. That's correct, because if you don't have the elements, what are you going to style? Where you will apply this height? Where you will apply this font size? You need the elements, you need that text, all of that, right? So now the case comes to the second place. It is, how do we apply the CSS properties on our HTML elements? Because okay, fine, now I know CSS is a language that contains a lot of properties and values. But then how do I apply these properties and values on my HTML elements? How do I say that, okay, fine, to this element, I want to apply this much CSS. To this element, I want to apply this CSS property. To this element, I want to apply height. To this element, I want to apply color. To this element, I want to apply this property. How do I do it? So now, guys, there are three ways. CSS cannot be used in Java, JavaScript, etc. language. At the end, it will work for HTML, Tushar. At the end, it will work for HTML only. So either Java will generate HTML or JavaScript is also generating HTML. So at the end, something CSS is not used with Java. Java can generate JSP or generate HTML and CSS, but at the end, it will be HTML and CSS only by some way. Is it clear? Okay, so guys, there are technically three ways of applying CSS on HTML elements, and those three ways have a name actually. The three ways are inline CSS or the inline way. Then we have internal CSS or the internal way, and then we have the external CSS or the external way, whatever you like to call it. So these are the three ways. So whenever someone asks you what are the three kinds of CSS, what are the three types of CSS in any interview, you just have to do this. There are three ways, or there are three kinds of CSS. There are three ways of applying CSS on HTML element: inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. Exactly, Sarohit, exactly. JSP, Java Servlet Pages. I used them a long time ago when I was studying in my college. Okay, so guys, let's move ahead and let's see how to apply these. So guys, see, before I tell that statement, let me just mention, as a language, that properties are very easy to understand. You can see, right, color red. It's very easy. I know what color is. It's just like English. Height, I know what height is. Font size, I know what font size is. So it's not logic based language. It's just you have to make sure that you apply proper properties to proper elements. That is what matters. That's where CSS gets a little complicated. We have to understand which properties can be applied where, in what proportion to apply those properties, what values should be passed, and all that stuff. So understanding that CSS in writing terms is only property and value, nothing big. But how do we apply it by these three ways? When to apply which property? Where I cannot apply some property? That's what we have to learn. Okay. So can we say that HTML and CSS is some exactly? Yes, they are completely connected. Yuvraj Singh, completely connected. Okay. So let's go, guys. Let's move ahead and let's see all these three ways one by one. Okay, so first let's go with inline CSS. So for that, let me just go here on my second.html and comment out these iframes because I'm not going to be working with it anymore. And let's see. Here we go. So right now, nothing is here. Okay. Yes, guys, Suraj is mentioning a good point. Please like the video if you're enjoying the session. Please help us grow a little. Only if you're enjoying the video. Even if you're not, you can just do that. It's completely fine, right? Okay, so let's go ahead, guys. So let me create a p tag. Okay. And let me just mention few stuff here like this is a paragraph. Cool. You can see very small text. Let me make it a little big. Here we go. Simple, right? Perfect. Now, I want to apply some CSS to it. I want to change its font size and its color. How can I do that? And how can I do? Now I know. I know I want to write some CSS properties, but how? So let's say color is the property that will help you to change the color. Font size is the property that will help you to change the font size. But how I'm going to apply that? So to apply that, I can go for either of these three ways. So let's use the inline way. So the inline way says that there is a style attribute that you can use with any element, any HTML element. So just mention that style attribute. Now inside this double quotes, you can write n number of properties, any property of CSS you can write here. So I want to use this. Again, guys, see property colon value and add semicolon at the end. That's it. Let's see. And here you go. See that, guys? Very simple, right? You change the color of an element using CSS. I can also change the font family or font size. Let me show you that. So after semicolon, you can continue with the new properties. So let me mention font family. Let's say in this case, I'm going to say Arial, a very common and famous font family. I don't. Oh, I think I made a spelling mistake here. So sorry, guys. Arial. Here we go. See that? Font size, font family changed. I can also make it bold. Now, guys, don't worry about font like properties. We have the other three sessions to talk about properties only. Right now, just understand how I'm applying the CSS. Don't worry about the properties. To learn the properties, you have the whole time. I'm still learning all the properties. But the most important thing is how we use it. I can also change the font size or font weight to make it a little bolder. So font weight bold. And now it will become bold. See that? Guys, that's how you apply CSS. You can see that, right, everyone? And this is what you call as inline CSS. When you write or when you use the style attribute inside a tag to apply the CSS, this is what you call as inline CSS. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, why not? You can change the background color as well. Why not? Background color, yellow. I was just trying to keep properties very short so that you can understand it. But again, guys, just like that, you can go ahead. Cleared, everyone? So you can see property colon value semicolon property colon value semicolon property n number of properties. I can do that, and that's how you apply inline CSS. It's wrong coding style? No, then not at all wrong. It's completely fine because this is one way of applying CSS. It's not wrong. You can say that a lot of people don't use it. It might not be the best way, but it's not wrong. Saying it is wrong, it's bad. It might not be the best way, but it's one of the ways. So we need to learn it, right? Okay. So now, guys, let's move ahead. Now again, let's say I have one more P, and let's say I write it's inline CSS is only used for a specific exactly inline CSS will always work for that tag only, and that's what I'm showing you now. Now focus, guys, focus. Let's say I have this paragraph 2. Save it now and see here nothing is applied because inline CSS only works for that tag. That's it. It never works for some other tag. So if I want to apply the same CSS to this element as well, I have to write the exact same thing. I can simply copy and paste, but I have to write it again like this. And here we go, it will work. Now the real problem arises. That means, first of all, inline CSS doesn't give you reusability. You cannot use the same CSS again and again. You have to write it again and again. That means if I have 100 P tags, I have to write the same CSS 100 times. And that's a problem. I don't want to, like, that will make my code look very bad, right? If I just write the same thing line again and again. So is there a way where I can completely avoid this? And there comes the second way of applying CSS, which is the internal CSS or the internal way. So now guys, focus. Again guys, don't forget, it is still property colon value. It's just the way of application that we are changing. We are not changing CSS. CSS is still property value only. It's just we are changing the way. Now we were using CSS in the inline way. Now we are moving ahead to the internal way to solve the problem of reusability. As we know now that inline CSS doesn't give you reusability. So now guys, let's move ahead. So then to use CSS in the internal CSS fashion or the way, first of all, go in your head tag. Okay, go in your head tag. And here you have to use a tag called as style. And now inside this style tag, you are good to write CSS. So let me do this. Let me just comment this one out so that you'll have an example of how to write inline CSS. And now let me remove this. Okay. This is paragraph 1 and one more P. This is paragraph 2. Now let's say I want to apply CSS to both these P's. So I know one way, that is inline CSS, but I saw the problem with inline CSS that it doesn't apply to both of them. So now I'm going with internal CSS. That is, I'm writing the style tag in my head area, and now here I can apply it. But now the problem is in inline CSS, you directly wrote the style attribute in the tag. So the styling or the CSS knew that I have to work for this P tag. But now I'm planning to write CSS here, but my tags are here. So my tags are at someplace else and my CSS is going to be at someplace else. So how it is going to work? That's the problem. So now in that case, guys, you have a concept of selectors. And just I got that my YouTube video is paused. Let me also play it so that I can see it live. What's going on? Okay, that's cool. So now guys, for that thing, we have a new concept to learn called as selectors. Selectors are nothing but a way of telling the CSS on which element I want to apply the CSS. Because as you can see, right guys, now I'm going to be writing CSS here, but my elements are at this place. So by using selectors, I tell CSS that whatever CSS I'm writing, I want it to apply to the P tags. So how to do that? Very simple. First is you have to write the selector. Okay. Then curly braces, and inside this now you can write your CSS. That is the syntax. That is the way of writing it. First you write the selector. That means, okay, fine, how or which element you are going to be using or which element you want to apply CSS to. And then inside the curly braces you can write your CSS. Now, right now, let's select the element using the tag name selector. And for that, in this case, guys, I want to apply CSS to the P tags. So I can use this tag name to apply CSS like this. I can just go here and write P. That's all. Please, guys, never write P tag here. Just P. That's all. That means, okay, fine. I want to apply CSS to the paragraph element in curly braces and then whatever CSS you want. Color red. Save it and let's see. And here we go. Now both of them have red color. Isn't that great now? Reusability. I wrote CSS only once, but it's getting applied to both the P's because here I have mentioned P. That means to all the P tags or all the P elements should now have this CSS. I can also give font family Arial. And here we go. See that? So now even if I have 100, 200, 300 P's, it doesn't matter. I just have to write CSS only once. See that, everyone? I have 4 P's and all of them have it perfectly fine. So guys, this is one way of selecting elements by using the tag name. This is called as a tag name selector. When you select an element using its tag name, it is called as a tag name selector. Simple. In your interviews, don't forget this if they ask you what is a selector or what is a tag name selector. It's just a way of selecting elements using their tag name. Okay, got it, guys? Reusability. So we have got one improvement on inline CSS. That means now I can write CSS only once, but it is getting used 4 times to all these 4 paragraphs. But now here comes one more problem. What if I want these two P's to have red color and these two P's to have green color? A new problem. Fine. Now I've got one thing that I can apply same CSS to multiple elements. But a new problem is I want to apply some other CSS to some other tags and something else to the other ones. But they all are P's. They all are P's, right, guys? They all are P's. Whatever I write, it will be applied to everything. I want these two P tags to have a separate color. What can I do for it? So for that, guys, you have to give them some what you call as a nickname or an extra selector. Exactly. And that is something you can do via something called as class and ID. It is similar to your college stuff. In your college, we have names, but our names can be similar. Just like in your class, if there are 10 Rahuls, and if you simply say Rahul stand up, for all the new guys, if you say Rahul stand up, all of them will stand up. That's why in your college, you get a unique class, you get a unique ID, you get a unique roll number so that you can be easily identified. Right? That's why they give you a roll number because your names can be common. Just like that, here, that P is very common. So here also, you have something called as class and ID. And by using them, you can give nicknames or you can say some extra names or extra selectors to your elements. So let's go and use it. So first of all, let's use a class. So guys, class is nothing but a way of giving one more extra name or selector to your element. So let's say to this element, just go and give a class. Class is the attribute, guys. Just give a class and that's it. Give whatever you want, whatever. Just don't start it with a number. That's all. So let me call it as para3. So now, guys, you can select this element by using two names, either by its tag name or by its class name. Either by its tag name or by its class name. So let's select this element by its class name. That is nothing but what? Para3. So let's see if I can do it. Let's go. I can go here and write now para3. But one more thing to understand here, guys, that is when you write anything in here, the CSS thinks it's a tag name. So I want to specify that no, it's a class name. And for that, you have to mention a dot in front of it. As soon as you mention dot, CSS understands that this is a class name. That's all. And now, whatever you want, color green. Now you will see this element specifically is having a color green. Is that clear? But it is having a font family of Arial because it's coming from P. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone, you can see it, right? So this is also a P, but this is also having a class of para3. So it's basically getting CSS from both of them. But both of them have a conflict of color. P is giving it a color of red, para3 is giving a color of green. So in tag name and class name, it gives priority to the class name. Okay, so you can see font family is still Arial. So it is getting it from P only, but they have a conflict of color. So I'm a P element. I have a class of para3. So I'm getting one color from P. I'm getting one color from para3. Which one should I pick? I will always go for the class name because that's my priority. In class and tag, class has the edge. Priority. Simple. Cleared, everyone? Guys? Hopefully. And now, one more thing special about classes is you can give the same class to multiple elements like this. Why use dot, Shama? Because by if you don't use dot, the CSS will not understand it's a class name. So it's a specification. You have to use dot so that the CSS understands it's a class name. Is it clear, Shama? And I can give the same class name to multiple elements. And it's not like only for P elements. It can be anything. H1, hello. I can also give the same class to this as well. Para3. That's the specialty about classes. You can give the same class to multiple elements. It's completely fine. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, that's the specialty about classes. And one more thing about classes is, see this. Let's say I have one more class called as dot. Let's say I call it, I give it a class of Goldie, something like that. Now, whatever has, or let's not say Boldy, let's say dummy. Now, whoever has this class will have a font family of, let's say, Forte. I hope this font family is there in my PC. So now whatever element has a dummy class, they will have a font family of Forte. Let's see if it works. Best part about classes is one element can also have multiple classes. And to do that, just go in the class attribute. Don't use another class attribute. That will not work. In the same class attribute, give a space, and you can also apply the second class like this. And here we go. I don't have Forte. So sorry. Let me use something else. Hopefully, I'll have Algerian. Maybe Algerian. Hopefully, the spelling is correct. I don't have it. Do I have any font family or not in my PC? I don't know. Guys, any common font family? Any common font family? Please tell me. I'm out of fonts. I only know three, and all the three looks very same. So any hint about any font family, guys? Times New Roman is also very common, right? So same. Copper. Okay, let me see copper. Is it copper only? Nope. That basically means my PC doesn't have it, guys. My PC doesn't have it. That's the problem. My PC is not having it. Don't worry about that. Let me see, what do I have? So I have freestyle script regular. Do I have something good? Okay, I have something called as Gaduji. Let me use that. Gaduji. Hopefully it will work. They're in my PC, so hopefully it will work. Let's see. Nope. Am I making a mistake somewhere? Not at all. I hope I'm not writing it in the correct way then. That's the problem. I don't have it either. It's not installed maybe. No issues, guys. That's completely fine. Let me try Calibri at least. Then I think I might have been making a mistake in the class. Yeah, Calibri works. See, you can see now it's Calibri. But the problem with Calibri is it looks very similar to Arial. So guys, let's do something else. Let's do something else. Let's, instead of font family, let's just make font weight bold. That's it. Here we go. That's bold. Yep. So at the end, guys, I just want to show you that you can also give multiple classes. Okay. So the good thing about classes is same class name can be used with multiple elements or multiple tags, and also one element can have multiple classes. Okay. Yes. Yes, Ayush, exactly. I can use some different property, but I was just checking why the font is not working, but I don't have it in my PC. That's the problem. Okay, everyone, cleared with classes. Okay. Now then, the final one for today is going to be ID. Now then, ID, guys, is also working like a selector. So let me first of all show you. So you can also give an ID to any element like this. So let me call it ID of 1. And I can just simply go ahead and just put 1. Again, just like class, to make CSS understand that this is an ID, you have to put a hash. So dot for class, ID, sorry, hash for ID. That's how the CSS will understand its ID. Okay. And now here again, let me just do this. Let's say font size of 50 pixels. Now you'll see that particular element will have a font size of 50 pixels. See that? This is having a big font now. Is that cleared? That's how ID work. Now you may ask, sir, why do we have class and ID both? Right? So understand, guys, ID is used for uniqueness. You cannot give the same ID to any other element, and one element can have a unique ID. So you cannot give this ID to any other element now, because according to W3C, it's an error. And you cannot give more than one ID to one element. So IDs are for uniqueness. Once you give any ID to any element, you cannot use the same ID anywhere else. But for classes, it's not the case. You can use the same class anywhere, and you can also give multiple classes. That's the difference between classes and IDs. And that's why, while working with CSS, always go for classes, because you will always need reusability. Don't go for IDs. Is that cleared, everyone? Can ID be a number? I don't think it can directly be a number, but you can, and don't start with a number, but you can always give number at the end. Like I can just do demo one, but I don't do one demo. Don't do it like this. So don't start your name with a number, don't start with your ID with a number, and don't give it directly a number because it might cause some issues. But you can have number at the end, but you can try a number, why not? Let's just see. Hash 1. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't work. So it cannot be a number directly. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so that's why I should never give a number directly. Can we apply both inline and internal both in the same? Yes, Vishal, completely fine. You can apply. It will just depend on the priority, what your web page takes. Is that cleared? Cleared? Why you don't fix HTML CSS and there's different and code? Why you don't fix HTML CSS and different in different pages, Junior? Because right now we are learning, right? So I can put my CSS in a different page, but right now we also need to learn, right, how to write this way. Correct? Okay, perfect. Unique ID means Let's Upgrade can generate a certificate with exactly, because that's the concept of IDs in real life as well, right? IDs are always unique. Okay, so ID is similar to inline CSS. If you only talk about mentioning it, yes, but also no, because when you use ID, you're either using inline CSS or internal CSS or external CSS. But in the case of inline CSS, you write it with the tag. But if you talk about working, yes, because you can only give one ID, you can apply CSS only from there. So it kind of becomes a little similar, but they are not directly same. Why should we use hash? To make CSS understand that it's the ID. Just like you use dot to make CSS understand that it's a class name, we have to use hash. Just some keywords, guys, that's all. When you write something normally, you're selecting elements via tag name. When you're writing dot, you're selecting elements via class name. When you're writing hash, you're selecting the element via ID. That's it. What if you use more ID? Yeah, completely fine. Use more IDs. The rule is you cannot use the same ID anywhere else. I can give some other ID to my element like this. I can give an ID of 2. I can give this a different ID. That's a rule. Now, normally, guys, you won't see any error here. But when you upload your code somewhere, that will tell you your code is not good. Your code is not up to the mark because according to W3C, it's bad. Okay. Now, guys, finally, let's talk about the last concept for today. That is the third way of applying CSS, that is external CSS. What if we don't put the dot or hash? It will not work, Imran. Simple. It will not work. Because if you don't put dot or hash, your CSS thinks it's a tag name. But now you think, do you have a tag name like 1? Do we have it? Because now the CSS doesn't understand. It's an ID. It thinks it's a tag name. But do we really have a tag name called 1? No. So it will not work. Simple. See? Simple. So that's why you need to have. Okay. Hopefully it is clear to everyone now. Okay. Now, guys, let's move ahead and let's talk about the last way, which is exactly or almost or 95% similar to internal CSS. The only difference between internal CSS and external CSS is internal CSS is written in the same page as your HTML. External CSS is written in a separate, completely dedicated to CSS file. Now, first of all, why do we need external CSS? Think of it like this, guys. Think of it like this. Let's say your code is around 20-30,000 lines. It may happen, guys, in future when you make big sites, you will see your code goes to 2, 3, 4, 5,000 lines, right? So your HTML code is going 5,000 lines and your CSS code is also going 5,000 lines. In that case, it will be very tough for you to maintain the code. You have to always scroll up, down, up, down. You want to do something in HTML, go down. You want to do something in CSS, go up, down continuously. Secondly, your page size will also be more, and that might cause issues in loading. So maintenance of code is tough, loading of page may get affected, and reusability of CSS also may get affected. That's why if you have a big CSS, like if it is of 60-40 lines, fine, go for internal. But if it is a big CSS, then you should always go for external CSS, where you write CSS in the same way, but not in the same page as HTML. Okay. And also, guys, let me answer one question. Here, Vishal is asking inline or internal priority. Inline. Always. Inline has the highest priority of all. Vishal. For everyone, guys. Inline has the highest priority. The highest priority. So if there is any property which is mentioned in inline, it cannot be overridden by anything. Inline will be applied for sure. Okay. So now, guys, let's move ahead. So let's get a new page. Call it anything. So I'm going to calling it style. But don't forget, you have to give an extension of .css to it. .css, because it's a completely dedicated to CSS file. And that's it. And now here, I can put all this code which is inside my style tag. You write it in the exact same way, like this. Same way. And guys, please remember, you don't have to use the style tag here. Style tag here was to tell HTML that styling area. Here, your complete page is telling you, I am a .css file. So no need to mention a style tag. Just your simple styling. That's all. Normal, the way you do in internal CSS. But now the problem is, it's not working. Let me show you. Problem is, it's not working. Why? Because right now, this HTML file doesn't know from where to pick my CSS. So for that, guys, you have to make sure that there is a connection established between your HTML file and your CSS file. You have to link both of them. And to link, you again have to go with the link tag. Now see, guys, again the same tag. Previously, we used it for loading the tab icon. Now we are using it to connect to CSS file. So as I said, guys, link tag has multiple uses. Again now, what are you linking? Mention it in href. I am linking that CSS file. So file name, style.css. And again, you have to mention, okay, what is the relationship between that file and your HTML file? The relation is, it's my style sheet. It's not my icon, it's my style sheet. That's it. Rel full form is relation. And href full form is hyperlink reference. Save it, guys. And here, oh, some problem. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Wait, I think I didn't save this file. Yep. I didn't save that file. So sorry. So guys, whatever changes you make, you have to save it. Make sure you save it. Okay. And that's it. I don't think it's mandatory nowadays, but let me just remove it and check. Because I think by default, it considers it that only. Mandatory. Let's go. Because see, link is getting used for different things, right? See that? So it's important to mention the relation so that your HTML file can understand what is that. Is it my icon? Is it my CSS? Or is it something else? Okay, so you saw that, right? Without relation, not working. Cleared? Same for the icon. If you remove it, I think right now, I think it might be coming from the cache. I have to check it for some other icon. Let's try with some other icon. Let's try with Thor in this case. Let's put that image. Just confirming it. It will work. Let's see. It still Let's Upgrade because it's coming from cache. It's actually not getting loaded. You can see still Let's Upgrade. Even if I change the image, I put the icon. Sorry, relation icon. It changes there now. So yeah, relation is important. Okay. So rel name can be used any, right? It depends on what kind of file you're linking, not anything. It depends. The style sheet, icon, all of them are predefined. I'm not defining it. It's all there. We're just learning it. Who has more priority, ID class or same HTML code? First of all, inline has the highest priority. But if you're talking about internal and external, in that case, ID has the highest priority. Then classes and then tag name. Is it clear, Vaibhav? So if you're talking about inline, internal, external, inline. But then when you come to internal, external, here comes a new game, selectors. In that, ID first, then class, and then tag name. ID name and class name same. Yeah, that's completely fine, Harshita. Yes, ID and class can be same because you mention hash and dot, different stuff, right? So CSS can easily understand. Don't worry. Are we going to work with Tailwind also? No, Programming Studio, because to work with Tailwind, first we have to learn a lot of CSS, right? So first we have to learn flex boxing, then positions, then we also have to make project and all that stuff, right? Yes, Suresh, it's inbuilt. Yes, yes. ID, Kopada, ID one will be applied because ID has highest priority. Is it cleared, Hemant? ID. So guys, are we cleared with all the stuff that we did today? So today we learned about iframe. Very important. We saw how to integrate map and YouTube video in our site, and we also learned a lot of basics about CSS. But guys, understand that we have not seen the full potential of CSS. Tomorrow is the day when you'll see full potential of CSS. Because today we just learned how to apply CSS, like this dummy stuff. Tomorrow we'll see how to do something like this, some arrangement like this, or maybe some arrangement like this, or maybe some arrangement like this. All of that. So tomorrow is the day of flex boxing. Guys, tomorrow is the day of flex boxing. Now, guys, few things before we move on and end the session. First of all, guys, if you have not liked the video, please like the video so that we can also reach to more people and they can also watch it and learn. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe as well. Help us grow in that. And again, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. Now, two things. First of all, I'm going to be announcing the quiz winner from yesterday's session. Okay. So let me announce that. And the quiz winner from yesterday's session is, here we go, Priya Khatun. So congratulations, Priya, for getting a 500 rupees Amazon coupon, and congratulations, Swatina, Giri, and Anshika for getting 150 LU coins and 100 LU coins respectively. And for all the new people who want to play the quiz, just go in the one link that is in the description of the video and join the Telegram link there. And also, guys, whoever are new today, please go ahead in the one link and join the course, because if you don't join the course, you're not going to get the certificate of this 5 days, because our certificate is, what do you say, accredited by Google Developers Group Mumbai and ITM and NS. Sorry, what is that? Let me just confirm that. I think it's NSDC. So don't forget that, guys. Please join the go in the one link which is in the description of video. Join the course so that you get that heavy certificate, and also all your attendance should be marked, and all the assignments you're also going to see there. Everything is very important to get the certificate at the end. And yes, if you want to play the quiz, again go to that one link. There we have a Telegram group link. Just join that group. The quiz is hosted there. Okay, so you have a good chance of winning this 500 rupees Amazon coupon easily just by playing the quiz and winning it. Okay, so just go in the one link. And before we end today's session, guys, I would also like to tell you that, okay, before that, I would like to answer the question of Pushpak. Can we make a very good website without JavaScript? Yes, you can definitely make a very good website design. If you want a functional website, you need JavaScript. If you want that interactions and all that, you will definitely need JavaScript. But if you only want the design to be static, like only to for viewing purpose, it can be very beautiful but completely unfunctional. So yes, it's completely fine. Okay, assignment and all of that is mentioned in that one link, guys. All of that is mentioned. So now, guys, before I end the session, I would also like to announce that this is only a 5-day essential sessions where we are just scratching the surface of HTML and CSS, and still we are doing a lot of things. So if you want to learn more, and not only HTML, CSS, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript from scratch till end, Node.js, React.js, Angular, Mongo, everything, and want to become a complete full stack developer who is ready to create any application, anything, you can join our full stack web development course. For that, just go ahead to letsupgrade.in, and here you can just click on programs and you'll see this one. Okay, so if you're interested, you can completely see that these are the features of our full stack program. All the classes will be 100% live. The duration of the course is 6 months, so every day you have a live session, and it's completely live, guys. No recorded sessions, completely live. Okay, you also get one-on-one mentoring session. That means you can ask any trainer. Okay, you can just call us, tell us, okay, I want this particular session with this trainer, and you get a live mentoring session with that trainer. You can ask your doubts, solve whatever you want. Okay, you also have a live doubt clearing every week, plus 15 plus projects we built in that course. 15 plus projects, including Netflix clone and Instagram clone. That means you'll be easily learning how to create something like Netflix about video streaming and all, and how to create something like Instagram, how to create chatting, like system, all that, comment system, all of that. And that is only 2 projects. We have 15 plus projects in there. Okay, so if you're interested, please go ahead and just check out the program. And if you're interested, you can just enroll there, and I can see you there as well. Okay. So yep, guys, that's it. Now see, this is your tomorrow's target. Today, I think we reached around 450 live watching. Let's see if we can also get 400 live watching tomorrow. And tomorrow's goal is 300 likes. But I think today also we haven't reached the 300 likes, and I can still see 350 people watching. So guys, please make sure that we at least get 300 likes today, because this is tomorrow's aim, but we have not completed it today as well. Okay. So make sure, guys, you like the video if you've enjoyed the session. And tomorrow we'll be talking about flexboxing, alignment, and adjustment. So please don't miss the session, and also tell your friends and all to join the session as well tomorrow. Completely free, 5 days essential. Yes, tomorrow box model and flexboxing. Where do we see and do assignments? Go to that one link, guys. One link, just click on that link, and it has everything. Join the course, see your assignments, track your progress, get the certificate. Everything is there. Okay, so don't forget to get there. Just join the Telegram link. I'm saying loop. That's what happens when you do a lot of program. Okay, join the Telegram group, and you will get the quiz link there on the spot. Okay, so that's it, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session. Please let me know in the chat if you guys enjoyed it or not, and I'll see all of you tomorrow exactly at 6:30. And once again, guys, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Enjoy the festival. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Bye bye.